The moment that you decide to show up as your most powerful self, your highest self, your most intuitive, grounded, authoritative, unapologetic self, that's when manifestation becomes easier. A mistake that people make is they try to utilize all the tools all at once that other people have said will help you to get what it is that you want. So they script, they affirm, they act as if, right? They do all these different activities, but it's coming from this place of desperation. It's coming from this hoping. It's coming from this I desire place, as opposed to I already know that I have that. I already know that it's possible. I already know that it's a guarantee. It's inevitable. So I'm going to show up differently. I'm affirming differently. I'm writing about it differently because I already know that it's going to happen. That energy is very different from the energy of writing with the hope that it's going to work out, with affirming with the hope that it's going to all fall into place. Astrology is one of the things that I love to use to help me to manifest because it also helps me to see what my gifts naturally are. Astrology shows me that when I step into my powers, which are detailed in my birth chart, I'm able to then manifest the results that I'm looking for. So, for example, if I need more money, there's a specific way and specific activities that help me in manifesting more income for myself and manifesting more money for myself. If I'm looking for love, there are specific activities and things that I can do that can help me to call that energy into my life and bring that future into my present day. Inside of your birth chart, each of those placements, the sun, the moon, your rising sign, your Mercury, your Jupiter, your Venus, your Saturn, your Uranus, your Neptune, your Pluto, all of them can give you a window into what you need to do to create the outcomes that you want. Now, sometimes things don't work out exactly the way that we want them to, and that's okay too. Because personally, what I believe is you're working in tandem with the universe to call things into place. So of course, based off of what you know to be true and what you desire and all of that, you're going to say, I want, $100,000 by the end of the year. Like that's fine, right? That's okay. But what if your highest self knows that that's not for your highest good at this time, right? What if the universe already knows that you taking that path is not going to lead to the actual feeling, the actual desire that you're looking for? So as a result, that doesn't manifest as quickly or within the time frame that you are expecting it to. That's okay. And I believe that that's a good thing. So there's the side of you that very much knows what's happening and has a desire and a want and is like, okay, I want to manifest this. But then there's the other side of you that knows what's best. And you're working together to create this future, to create this present day moment that feels in alignment, a space where you get to show up as your most authentic self. And astrology is one of those tools that helps us to communicate with our highest self, that helps us to see where are we headed and what about me makes me so unique, so special, so awesome that I can create what I want? Because who you are is enough. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. You don't need to do everything that everyone else is doing in order to create the outcome that you want. This is why when people try to do things like manifest more followers, manifest more money, manifest love, manifest a happy life or self-confidence, when they try to do it like someone else, they struggle. It doesn't seem to work as easy, right? I know for myself, there's been plenty of times where in the past, I would follow to the T whatever the coach I hired said I was supposed to do, right? Okay, so I'm supposed to post this many times. I'm supposed to show up on lives this many times. I got to write this many times, send emails, blah, blah. I was doing all the right things. And I felt like I was like a hamster running on a wheel trying to figure out How do I manifest more followers or more visibility or more sales? Sometimes it worked, but a lot of times I ended up feeling just overwhelmed and unhappy because I felt like I'm doing a lot of things, but it doesn't feel natural to me. It doesn't feel fun for me, or at least not consistently fun. And it wasn't producing the results that I wanted, or it would produce some results, but it came at a cost, right? And so when I found astrology and I found my birth chart and I started looking at the different placements, I realized that the way that I'm designed, the way that I'm built, I'm supposed to do certain things and avoid other things. You know, for me, for example, showing up consistently looks very different than showing up consistently for someone else. For me, consistency is not every day. Because consistency for me can look like showing up with the same message, but on different days, different months. For example, even with this podcast, I love that I'm getting to show up the way that feels in alignment for me, which is to post when I'm getting a channeled message rather than to say, I'm going to show up every week by this time. I know that plenty of people are going to say, well, you need to show up every once a week, at least doing this, and you got to talk about that. And that's going to lead to consistency, to sales, to connection, to all that. And you're right. But I'm also right in saying that when I honor my design, when I honor the way that I'm built, I manifest with ease. Because now it's not about doing the things, it's about honoring who I am and allowing that to be enough. And I think that's one of the most powerful things about manifestation is it gives you the opportunity, especially when you're using your astrology, to recognize that who you are is enough to create the reality that you want. You don't have to dress a certain way, be a certain way, look a certain way, have a certain skin color, do a certain thing in order to create what you desire in your life. No matter your circumstances, you have the ability to change your life. Now, this doesn't mean that there aren't hurdles unique to you based off of things like your skin color, your gender, your sexuality, all of these different things, right? Because we all know that, I mean, I'm a Black woman in America. We know, you know what I'm saying? But it does mean that you have an opportunity to change how you look at your world around you, to change what you have in front of you, and change how you view everything, so that way it becomes a blessing rather than a chain holding you down. If manifestation feels hard, then I want to encourage you to look at your astrology. Now, I know that for some people, astrology is like a different language, and it really is. It's hard to understand it. And I get that. That's why working with an astrologer can be so freeing and so helpful, because for me, this is just something that I naturally just do. I'm able to look at a chart and able to see where your hurdles are, where your blessings are, where your lessons are, where your talents, your skills, all of that. I'm able to identify those patterns and then help you to know what to do with that, so that way you can create the business you want, the relationships you want, the life that you want. So if you're listening to this right now and you're thinking to yourself, I would love to have that secret, I would love to know, how am I designed to create my reality? Then I encourage you to go to the description below and book a call with me. Sit in a session with me. I would love to be able to do that with you. And if you feel like this is not the time to do that, then I definitely want to encourage you to subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to my YouTube, subscribe to my Substack. All the links are going to be down in the description below, because I'm always offering channeled messages that will help you to get in touch with yourself through your astrology, so you can be intentional in creating the reality that you desire. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in the next transmission.